Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Do not adjust your sets, anybody. This is a change to the regular scheduled programming. As you all know, was meant to have Jay Joshua on the show. Unfortunately, Jay cannot make it. So instead, as you can see or hear, because some of you don't watch on YouTube, or we have the new, shall we say, Ignite heavyweight champion, Jay Joshua's opponent next Sunday at Chapter 3, Mr. Adonis Payne, and a good personal friend, although he's not very happy at the moment. Adonis, apologies, we don't have your challenger.
Yeah, I think the apology should more be based that I wasn't asked to conduct this interview in the first place. Um, I'm not going to say I'm a backup act because once again, Adonis Payne comes to save Ignite Pro Wrestling and hitting the turnbuckle. As per usual, I'm the one you can count on, Adam. So maybe next time you'll invite me the first time around.
Maybe we'll have to have a look. So don't worry, Jay. I'm sure something will sort itself out soon. However, whilst you're here, Adonis, we might as well make up for our time that we was going to have allotted for our interview. So let's talk you. End of 2023, you didn't only just win the breakout, you called your shot the very same night. Gene Money was celebrating beating Corey McRae. The crowd were just about to leave the building. You decided it was the right time to cash in the opportunity you'd won at the start of the show and take that gold.
I did warn them. I won the breakout division. I pinned Harrison Leon to finish the match, and I snatched the microphone out of Sunset Skip's hands. And I told everybody in that venue, I shouted as loud as I could down that mic so Gene and Corey could hear. I was cashing in that night. There was a pre-warning. I'm not somebody that's going to go behind people's backs and cheat my way to victory. I will tell people what I'm going to do in advance. And I said I was taking the Ignite Wrestling Pro Championship home for Christmas. And on Christmas Day, while I was having my dinner with the little hat on, opening the presents from all of my beloved fans and all of my family, I had this on my waist. I carried it everywhere because I made that promise to myself and I fulfilled that.
You did use the trophy there.
The bell hadn't rung. It was all in the rules. It's all in the rules.
That's fine. That's fine. I do concur. And anyway, it does give you a shot at any time, any place that you wish, and you cashed it in that very night. So fair play. You won that trophy. But there's not only just you and Jay Joshua on the card, obviously on Ignite, and we'll get back to Jay in a minute, and we'll get you to have your words on Jay in a second. But there's also a number one contendership online that night, that very night. Corey versus Aluna versus somebody who didn't have, well, he had some choice words for you on this show a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Tommy Kyle. Are you going to be watching with open arms, peering in front of that curtain to see who wins that one?
No, not particularly, Adam, because to me it doesn't matter who wins that match. I made myself very clear when I arrived at Ignite. I was here to take over. I was here to run the show. Here I am, main event man, just as predicted. And here's a little prediction. It doesn't matter who wins. It could be Tommy Kyle, it could be Aluna, it could be Corey. Either way, whenever that show comes around, whenever they call their contendership shot, I'm going to stand tall. Tommy Kyle, what I found interesting, because I'm not sure if he's aware that you guys sponsor me. I listen to every single one of your podcasts because, I really like you guys. You showed respect to me by sponsoring me. I'm going to show the same respect back and listen to podcasts. And I found it very interesting that Tommy Kyle said I didn't really have a good attitude. And why did I have a bad attitude? I'm on top of Ignite right now. For the exact reason for his words. His words were very clear. Oh, hold on to it close. I'm going to take it from you. Straight away, he's written me off. The same way that everybody wrote me off before I faced Remy Adetunji, the same way everybody wrote me off before the breakout division, and the same way everybody wrote me off before I grabbed this championship. And Tommy Kyle again wants to sit there and write me off. That is fine. I just think there's a little bit of bitterness that a man he helped train and get to the top has eclipsed him within 2 shows what he failed to do in 2 years at Ignite.
Wow, that is very, very true. And funnily enough, Tommy Carl's got a match with someone very close to you this weekend.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. That would be a fun one at Sacrifice. I don't know who I want to win that match. I really don't. Arthur Scarra is very good. He is very good. But at the same time, Tommy Kyle's very good. It'll be an interesting one. Quite frankly, I'd quite like to see them both batter each other to the point where neither of them can stand up at the end of the bell. I think that would be a winning situation for us all.
Well, you are there
I am there indeed.
with a close eye on that match, I'm sure. Also, actually, at Ignite, whilst we're talking about it, your faithful partner, your tag partner, the
Yes.
Crimson Killshot Artemis, another member of Team Buckle, will be on the show, taking on Sapphire Reed of all people, making their return to an. Is that one that you are going to be looking forward to watching?
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that one. Artemis has been away from Ignite since I think Buckle Up was the last show she was on. She came and supported at the day that, I won the breakout division, the championship, with a beaming smile in the crowd. So yeah, I'll show her the same support that she always shows me. The Odyssey are always on top. We're gonna stand and conquer regardless. So it wouldn't surprise me to see her beat Sapphire, shock everybody in that audience who are coming to see, a Rev Pro superstar like Sapphire. But I mean, there's gonna be some work. I've seen Sapphire face Artemis once before at a different company called East, and I'll give you a spoiler to that one. Artemis won. Um, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the same happen again because not only is she stronger, she is in such better shape. She is way more focused. And yeah, for me, my money will always be on Artemis. There is nobody that can touch her.
I hope so, because she is a member of our team this year. So I certainly hope Artemis picks up the victory on that one. You're talking Rev Pro, and I would be reminisced, and even Progress, I'd be reminisced if I didn't talk about another one who's got his sights set on a different title to yours, Ignite. Although on this week or next weekend, he's in tag team action with his good buddy Kieran Lacey against the Bryants. That would be Mr. Mark True. Last time, 2 shows ago, at Ignite, he injured Nino, so he couldn't compete at the last show, but Mr. True seems to be having gold in his sights this year at Ignite. Potentially ours, though, not yours.
Yeah, I think that just comes out of respect. Me and Mark True get along very well, and you know, we've we've wrestled before. We've we came out on top in a tag match, but since then he's just gone on to become an absolute superstar, hasn't he? I mean, there's I I hate to credit Tommy Kyle, but that match from the last show between him and Mark True was something spectacular. The things that Mark True can do are absolutely unbelievable. So I think that Smashing Mike should hold that championship close, to quote somebody else.
Well, that he may have to hold it close on next Sunday because he goes against somebody with a WWE pedigree in Eddie Dennis. Obviously, Dries couldn't make the show. I think he's in the States, funnily enough. But I think an adequate replacement has been found.
Yeah, Eddie Dennis is a superstar, isn't he? I mean, you've pulled the book out on that one. He's somebody that I think everybody in the UK looks up to. That's without a doubt, and rightfully so. Eddie is one of the people I massively look up to and I'm inspired by. So even to just sit and talk backstage is going to be an honor. I'm glad he's not coming for me. I will say that Mike's definitely in for a challenge. I mean, that's the thing. I said Mike might have to hold that championship close. Maybe Eddie Dennis has got to hold that championship close if that's the one that Mark True wants to go for. Because I personally don't see a world where Smashing Mike walks out with that belt. I I can't see it. I wouldn't put money on me to beat Eddie Dennis, and I back myself against anybody. So I'm not putting bets on Mike at all.
He's definitely the underdog. He was the underdog last time against Will Cruz, and he managed to hold his own and get that one. To credit to him there, but
Good point. Good point.
he's definitely got his work cut out for him on this one. The last show was definitely the talk of the town on the last show, apart from your title winning or your win and subsequent cash in and title win, would have been the rebellion against CPF, which
Actually, Rightfully so.
Which absolutely tore the house down. This is awesome chance. That was started by me, by the way.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
yeah. I'll be honest. It was one of those ones where obviously I didn't watch it. I was too busy planning
Yeah.
for later on. I'd won the breakout match. I was upstairs just plotting my way, knowing what was going to happen later. But the first thing I did when all the footage came out was watch that match back because of how everybody valued it. And then within about 2 minutes of that match starting, I went, yeah, okay, that's match of the night. And then the rest was just gold. Um, you've got two of the best tag teams in the country, two tag teams that I know me and Artemis would love to face. We've danced with CPF before, but that was a very short one. We'd love a proper match with them. They were just fantastic, the pair of them. And yeah, I'm not sure what's happened with the rebellion at Ignite, but I know Taylor James has decided he kind of wants to go his separate ways. That's a bit of a shame because they're a great tag team, but whatever's going on in his head, I'm sure he's doing everything right for him.
Yeah, and he's out for revenge. He was again meant to be going against one of CPF, which was I believe it was Joe Lando. Again,
Yeah.
Joe Lando's match in pretty sure got the match got changed or the flight got changed, so he couldn't make it. So he sent
Yep.
one of his CPFs in Maverick Mayhew, Lewis Mayhew for the match against Taylor this time. So a different cap for Taylor to face, but Taylor needs to start picking up some victories as a single if he's got title aspirations, though.
Yeah, I mean, again, he can have title aspirations all he likes, but whilst this sits with me, it's going nowhere. So, um, yeah, I would say start with a win. That'd be fantastic. But Maverick Mayhew is somebody with a hell of a lot of history, a hell of a lot of experience, and arguably one of the most talented people. Again, you look at CPF and the options they have. I know Callum Newman is now off in Japan, so not technically, I'm not sure if he's still a part of it or what's going on there, but from the three of them, any one of those three is an outrageous match for Taylor James. There's so if he's going to have his work cut out for him regardless.
He will do. He will do. We'll see what happens there. And when you say you danced with CPF, it wasn't to Backstreet's Back, right?
Well, they did come out to it when we were in the ring, and I'd be lying if I said my hips didn't start moving a little bit, but that soon got put into place and match focus came on.
You're soon breaking heel bones in that sense. Let's get to your match against Jay Joshua. Obviously, Jay's debut in Ignite for the first time. Massive over in Wales. I saw him at Slam Masters October time last year. Big one to come over for your first title defense. I was thinking it was going to be Corey. I was assuming that Corey would want a one-on-one kind of rematch-ish to a degree. Although you didn't beat him, you beat Gene, but he was the champion.
Yeah, I was just going to say that technically, does Corey have a rematch clause? Arguably not. He has a rematch clause against Gene Money for what championship Gene Money has?
His one, wasn't
None. His one, yeah, I suppose the Gene Money championship because it's not mine. I was expecting Gene Money. I'll be honest with you. I was expecting him to call his shot, and Jay Joshua gets announced. And I really like Jay Joshua, to be honest with you. I have no real issues with Jay, other than the fact that he's disrespected this podcast by not appearing. That's quite a damning move. Disrespected me by not responding to my little video I put out to him. You know, if that's the way he wants to play it, if he wants to play disrespect, I'll show him the utmost level of disrespect in February when I kick his teeth down his throat. The thing is, with Jay, I have a lot of respect for him, and this is not personal. He's simply just, it didn't matter who you put in front of me. February 4th is my coronation. It's the day where I prove to everybody that I deserve to be on the top of Ignite, not because I won the breakout division and cashed in after Gene Money had a match, but because I have worked so hard to get here, because I've spent 2 years being written off. It took me so long to get to Ignite. I was one of the last picks for the breakout division. I wasn't first. I wasn't out there in last February. I wasn't out there all throughout the year. I wasn't picked up for Buckle Up. I had to come in at the last point, and straight away everybody went, well, Remy's in the final. And where's Remy now? He wasn't in the final. He's not on Ignite in February. He's not the champion. No, that's me. So again, if I've got to play point prover, then I'll do the same to Jay Joshua. And he's a very talented person. Jay Joshua might be stronger than me. He might be fitter than me. He might be more technically gifted, might have way more experience. But the one thing I'm better at than Jay Joshua is I'm a winner and I know how to get the job done. So regardless of what he brings, what he does, it does not matter because I know how to win when it needs to happen.
You do, and maybe Jay didn't come. This is decided that he was going to say less, perhaps. I don't know. That could be the reason why.
Oh, that's horrendous.
Say less. I know. I'm bad for those. I'm full of them today, unfortunately. But all in all, though, we look at Ignite in February, and obviously you're champion, and they're selling out now.
Well, I mean, if we go back to Gold Rush, I'm fairly certain that was a sellout.
Yeah.
My first appearance. We go to Curtain Call 2. That was a sellout. Breakout division, finish the show on top. And everybody clearly wants to see Adonis defend again because the initial announcement was Doris. And then he got pulled away and it was Eddie Dennis chucked in. But tickets really started rising when the match announcement of Jay Joshua and Adonis Payne happened. Now, whether that's people flocking because they've got such excitement to see Adonis Payne lose, because everybody expects me to. I've seen the whispers. This is the toughest test. The rain might end before it begins. Please keep writing me off. Please, because all it does is fuel more motivation for me to prove every single person wrong.
There you go. You do have some fans that was at the last show. It wasn't just us. Our good buddies at the Ministry of Wrestling were chanting.
Good lads.
Yeah, they were chanting bring the pain at the end of that match. And
Bring the pain. Something tells me they like Brock Lesnar too. There's certain similarities between us, I would say.
Well, maybe they do. They're actually formed on the base of the Undertaker, though. We had a show with them on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they were formed on the base of the Undertaker. But yeah, the Ignite is looking sold out. But where else can everybody see, or where else are you bringing the pain so far in 2024?
Oh, 2024 is currently shaping up to be ridiculous. I have got Sacrifice this Friday. I don't know when this is going to come out, but I think that's the 26th, where I'll be winning the final Sacrifice, earning another title shot, which I will become the Ultimate Sacrifice champion. Watch out, Alexander Roth. I'm then going to be at UBW facing your champion, Smashing Mike.
I saw.
Where I am going to beat Smashing Mike and prove that I'm the most dominant champion in Ignite. Tip. February 4th, I am at Ignite defending the throne. So you can catch me there. And February 17th is to be announced. That watch out on the socials. And February 24th, I have got a man called Bullet. One of the biggest and toughest people in the UK. And just another chance where I get to prove everyone wrong and show that I can hang with the very best.
A Bullet being a Progress Wrestling regular, by the way, everybody.
Correct.
That don't know, those people that don't know, that is true. I now need to say who we've got coming up. So you can
take the floor, Adam. I'm going to sit here with a brew.
You can fall asleep if you want. You can drink your brew to what. For your answering your question, this show will go out tomorrow, which will be Thursday, or the 25th. Where Thursday evening, I'm actually going to be sitting with some other company from Revolution Pro Wrestling. Francesca Oliver will be sitting down and having a chat with me tomorrow evening about all things Rev Pro. That which would be very, very good. Obviously, on the 4th, we're at Ignite. Next week, we have got CJ Carter, funnily enough, joining us for a Chapter 3 preview ahead of Ignite. On the 7th of February, we're joined by one of the best... Hang on a minute, I've got words here because I know Artemis will be listening. One of the best female wrestlers in the business, Alex Windsor, will be joining us. So straight after Ignite, we'll be talking to Alex Windsor. On the 12th, and just announced actually today, another pedigree wrestler from Wales. It's our friends at Pro Wrestling Carnage. One of their wrestlers, Dale Johnson, will be coming in for a chat to speak to me on that day. And of course, today we announced the one and only Heath Slater, Heath Miller, Heath, whatever you want to call the guy. He will be here to have a conversation about who knows what. And also, just before their next show on the 24th of February, we'll be talking to the Tidal Wrestling General Manager, Mr. Angus. Will be joining us as well. And you're shaking your head at that.
No, some lineup. That's what I'm shaking my head at. There's just some lineup. You're just bringing them all out.
We're bringing the pain, Adonis. That's what we're doing. 2 more announcements to be made. Very special announcements. We're hoping one of them can be this week. I know you know what it is. But yeah, you were let in sponsorship privileges. He gets let into these announcements. That which hopefully will be it. We'll be able to hopefully be announced at the end of this week. Another one is definitely to TBC, but that shouldn't be too long either. And again, you know what that is. Also, some more names coming up as well that I can't mention on this show right now. I wish I could, but I can't. But stay tuned for that. You might be involved in one of them, Adonis, with any luck. You may well be.
Hopefully.
Involved in one of them. But before Sunday, and not that, or before next Sunday, the 4th, we will obviously wish you luck, but we will see you there backstage. When you get there, you'll see us all. I believe we're all coming down for this one. I think Dave is joining us. I know Andy definitely is. Rachel will be there. I will obviously be there.
Lovely.
So you'll all see us. You'll see him. You'll see everybody else at Ignite on the 4th of February. If you haven't got a ticket, you better hurry up because they're not going to be there much longer. But I do thank you, Adonis, for coming along at the last minute to replace your opponent.
Not a problem. I will always save you when you need me.
Your phone may ring quite a few times. But thank you very much for this. It's very much appreciated as ever, and we'll see you in a week or so's time. Guys, this has been the change to regular programming on the Hitting the Turnbuckle channel. He has been the Ignite World Champion, Mr. Adonis Payne. I have been your host, Adam Cousins, and until literally tomorrow, everybody, buckle down and stay safe.